Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 doo. Subscribe.
December 15th. What are we watching?
Little Women.
Little Women, all right. A Christmas
Love it.
Orange.
I love that movie.
Good choice.
I can do it.
So, Little Women, the 90s version, the one with Winona Ryder, Kirsten Dunst. Who else is in this? Claire Danes and Batman, the Christian Bale Batman. This is out of, let's see, how do I want to go about talking about this? I think there are a lot of topics I could bring up. One of them, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This is my favorite version. I haven't seen every version. I think we have, some even made for TV versions that I haven't seen. Maybe I've only seen two. I think I've only seen this one and then the new one. So out of the two, I do prefer this one, but I'm not a product of the 90s, I'm a product of the 80s, but the 90s is like my childhood, right? Like 90s kid, born in the 80s, but I was a 90s kid, and this has a strong feel of that 90s era, and which is funny, like 90s era filmmaking, I should say, because the movie itself does not take place in the 90s, but I just like all the textures in this movie, and enjoy the way it was told more so than the newer one. The newer one, was fine. I think I just like this one a lot. Okay, so I think that's it. So there's that. Another thing which is interesting, it's in our Christmas Advent calendar as a film to watch, but it's not necessarily a Christmas film. Christmas is just sort of used as a way to mark time. So we do see some Christmases, but it's not like it's the through line plot. It just crops up, and then we see some nice imagery, some sad imagery. Also, like Claire Danes' character, just, she's out doing some nice Christmas deeds, and then it just begins it's the beginning of the end for her. So that's always kind of sad. That scene is very difficult to watch. I've always had a tough time with that one whenever it comes up, when she's delivering food. It's just very, very difficult to see. But one of my favorite parts involves Kirsten Dunst with the orange, the Christmas orange. Anytime I see an orange in December, I say Christmas orange, and I'm always, always referring to Little Women every time I see it. What else do I like about this movie? Oh, the score. One of the Newman brothers. Which one was it? I think it was Thomas. Thomas Newman. Did he do this one? The score is great, especially in those opening credits. It runs throughout, but it's very good. Also, another thing, I feel like all the characters, the family, the girls, the Little Women, are all age appropriate. Like, you can tell who is who based off of just appearance. That was something that I had a tough time with in the new one. I was always questioning who was who was the oldest, who was the youngest, just because everybody was kind of just roughly the same age is how it felt to me. Like, visually, I couldn't quite tell who the older siblings were, who the younger siblings were, but I felt like it was very obvious in this movie, and I think some of that has to do with casting two different people for Kirsten Dunst's character. Sorry, the names just go in and out. I can't think of anybody's name right now. But I think that was good that they did that. I don't always like that when you're aging somebody, but, she's supposed to be a kid at the beginning, and then, like a married adult at the end, so it makes sense to, change the actress, where Florence Pugh in the new one, like, to me, her voice is very kind of a deeper voice, so like that automatically triggers my mind into thinking she's an older person, like an older kid in the family, but she's supposed to be playing the younger one. But I think they did that. They cast that character a little older because later in the movie, when she's courting men, or maybe I don't know, being courted by a man, is that how that would go? She's still played by Florence Pugh. So I think the casting had more focus on who she will become rather than who she starts out as, where in this version they just cast two different people, which can be confusing. You have to make sure you're paying attention to the names as you're watching the movie, because otherwise you're like, who's this new person, right? I don't remember this person. Why? Who's this sister? Is this somebody new? So it can create problems, but if you're familiar enough with the movie, what's going on, paying attention, you figure it out. But I understand how that can be an issue too, a negative issue. But for me, I think because this is the one I'm used to. The new one is the one that was like hard for my brain to wrap around. It was like, why is Florence Pugh, this grown woman, playing this little child? And then, obviously, again, cast to be more representative of the older version of the character. But yeah, I don't know. I like this movie. The score, it's. I already talked about the score. The Christmassiness, the winteriness, all of that just shines through so much that in my mind, it really does feel like a Christmas movie. Like very rarely am I thinking about this movie and not thinking about those elements, because that is what stands out to me, and because we always watch it around this time. But if you have not seen this and go into watching it, don't think it is a Christmas movie, but there's some great Christmas moments in it. So we have that. Anyway, let's wrap that up and now go to what my kids got in their Advent calendars today. So check that out right now.
15, December 15.
Let's see.
It's not,
it's up here.
Oh, not super easy to find the dates on this thing. Ooh.
No, it's mine.
What's
What'd you
in
get
there? Who is that?
Today?
Who's on
Oh, Goo
there?
Goo.
Goofy. All right.
No.
Little Goo Goo. Let's see.
Bye.
Yeah.
Don't.
He looks great.
No.
All right. What do you got in there?
No.
Whoa. Probably stuck behind that door.
Pull the door out. Who is it?
Who's in there?
Manny.
No.
Minnie Mouse.
You got her.
Oh, wow.
Manny one.
What color is she?
Pink.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Aw.
You finally got her.
That's so
That's
sweet.
the one you've been wanting.
That's great.
Don't break this off.
And this is a close-up of Minnie. She's been wanting Minnie very badly, and especially in pink. She has Minnie in red, but now she has her in pink.
No. It's...
And now that you've seen that, perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Peer Hangout.